Everybody, welcome to Cooking with Pam Davidson. We are going to make some Christmas cookies. They are called Thumbprint cookies and the recipe is in my cookbook. Alright, to start with, we are going to take a half a cup of brown sugar and I'm going to put all this into my mixer. Half a cup of brown sugar. We're going to have a half a cup of shortening. This is the hard shortening. We're going to take 1 stick of butter, or a half a cup of butter is the same thing. And then we are going to put in 2 egg yolks. But save the egg whites because we're going to need the egg whites in the end. Alright, I got my 2 egg yolks here. And I've put the egg whites in a little bowl. We're going to do something with them in a minute. Put in your 2 egg yolks and 1 teaspoon of vanilla. And we are going to mix all of this up and get it all creamed up good together. I'm going to put it in my mixer. Let me get the thing over here. You can see my mixer. I'm just going to put the paddle on it, and I'm going to let the mixer do the work today. Alright, we're going to let that mix up and I'll be right back. Okay, next we're going to add the flour. I have 2 cups of all-purpose white lily flour. So because it's white lily, if you use white lily, read on the instructions on the bag. For every cup of flour you use of white lily, you got to add 2 tablespoons extra because it's a light flour. So you want your cookies to come out good. So you need a little extra flour. So there's 2. We're going to have to put in 4 tablespoons of flour. I never knew this about white lily, but it's true. It's right on the package. All right, so there's our flour. We're going to start adding this. Well, I'm just going to dump it in here. Let's see. Mix flour and salt. Okay, I'm just going to put the whole thing in. And we're going to put this mixer back down and start it up on mix. And the good thing about this is the Pampered Chef mixer, but the good thing about it, when you put in flour, it starts out slow on mix, so you don't throw your flour all over the kitchen. So that's one of my favorite features about it. Alright, we're going to mix that up, and we also need a half a teaspoon of salt. So I'm going to throw that right in there too. I got a half a teaspoon. And I'm just going to sprinkle that around while it's mixing. Alright, I don't think we put the vanilla in yet, did we? We put the egg yolks, and nope, we did put the vanilla in. I think we did put it in because my spoon's dirty right here. So, I'm going to put the lid back on the vanilla, let this mix up, then we're going to shape them into 1-inch balls, and then we're going to beat this egg white here. Beat your egg white up. We're going to dip the ball into the egg white and then roll it in crushed walnuts. I like to chop my walnuts real fine. Alright, got this. Our dough's looking good. Let me get the dough out and we'll be ready to start putting the cookies together. Okay, what I'm doing now is just dipping them out with a scoop, or you want to use a spoon, just roll them somehow into a little ball. If you use a scoop, they're pretty much in a little ball. So I'm just going to dip these out of here like this. And then what we're going to do is take and dip them in the egg white, roll them in the crushed walnuts, and then place them on our baking tray here. So let's go ahead and do that. Let me take this spoon out of here. So I'm going to take the little ball, just dip it in the egg white. I'm going to use this hand for my dry. Then you get the little thing covered in walnuts and just place it on your baking tray. So I usually use one hand for the wet. Put two of them in here. Just so these walnuts will stick. Alright, and then place them right on your baking tray. And then I'll show you the next step here in a second. We're going to put probably about 16 or 20 on this tray. Let me get them going, then I'll show you the next step. Alright, this made about 40 cookies of the small scoop. So what you want to do now, before you bake them at 350 for 10 minutes, you're going to take your thumb and put a thumbprint down in the middle of each one, because we're going to eventually fill that with some icing. So just make a thumbprint. That's why they're called thumbprint cookies. Go around and just do that to all of them, and then we're going to stick them in the oven for 10 minutes at 350. All right, while they're baking, we're going to go ahead and mix up the icing. I'm going to start with maybe about a cup, 3/4 of a cup of powdered sugar. And then you just want to add enough water or milk. You can use either one. I'm just going to put we're going to start with one of these tablespoons. And just start mixing this up. You don't want to add too much water too fast, or it'll get too soupy, and then you'll have to use a whole lot more sugar. So just start mixing this up, and then you can put food coloring with it to make it any color you want. Today I'm going to make red. Still too thick. You can make several different colors. I'm just going to do all mine the same, just to make it easy. And you can dip this into each cookie with a spoon, or I usually put it in a baggie and just squeeze it into the top of each cookie to make it easy. Now I don't know if this is going to be enough. I think I'm going to need a little bit more. But we'll see when the cookies come out. They're going to bake 10 minutes. Then you got to let them cool before you put the icing on it. I'll go ahead and put a little bit of red in here. Whoop. Few drops. Oh. Few drops of red. We're going to make some red icing. You want to make sure it's red. You don't want pink. So you got to get enough of the food coloring in there to get it good and red for Christmas. All right, we're just going to wait for our cookies to come out. Okay, the cookies are out of the oven. I put the icing I made into a baggie. I'm thinking it might be easier to do it like this. I know you don't have any control over it. Once you cut it, you just got to keep on getting it. So I'm just going to snip a little hole. A little tiny hole, and let's just see how this is going to work. Now I like pretty much a lot of icing in mine. That's the best part if you ask me. I think I'll just pick the next cookie up and bring it over. Yeah, it's working out pretty good. Just put the next cookie in there. I probably did not make enough, so if I need more icing, I'll probably make a different color. But the icing is the best part to me, so I like plenty of icing because, like I said, this is sort of like a shortbread cookie that doesn't have a lot of sweetness to it. And that's all you got to do, y'all. And then you want to leave these on the tray here because you want that frosting to set up and get, you know, get firm. So leave these out for a little while. I'm definitely going to have, I had about a cup of powdered sugar in there. I'm definitely going to have to make another batch. And it's okay if it kind of runs off. I like it like that too, y'all. All right, that's going to be it. Thumbprint cookies.